In the winter of 2010, political tensions in Brookford City were higher than they had been in years. Allegations of mismanaged public funds, missing infrastructure budgets, and growing distrust in local leadership had sparked quiet frustration. But most media outlets avoided the topic altogether. One young journalist, however, refused to stay silent. 28-year-old Marina Price, a freelance investigative reporter known for her bold approach and unfiltered questioning, launched a small online segment where she interviewed ordinary residents about government accountability. Her goal was simple: document what people really thought, without censorship. On February 19, 2010, Marina left her apartment with her camera bag, tripod, and a list of prepared questions for a new episode. She planned to conduct street interviews near the old transit station, a location busy enough to capture a variety of voices. She texted her roommate at 3:14 p.m. "Should be back by 7 latest. Editing tonight." But Marina never came home. By the following morning, her phone was dead, her camera was missing, and the only trace left behind was her parked car, doors locked, keys gone, and no signs of struggle. This disappearance would ignite one of the most controversial unsolved cases the city had ever seen. Marina had spent most of her 20s building a reputation as the journalist who asked the questions everyone else avoided. She wasn't backed by a network, didn't have a crew behind her, and didn't enjoy the protection that many established reporters had. Instead, she relied on her determination, her research skills, and a small audience that appreciated her courage. Her breakthrough came in late 2009 after she published a short-form documentary exposing suspicious delays in a community redevelopment project. The video, though low budget, drew over 60,000 views and caught the attention of several city officials, some praising her bravery, others accusing her of stirring unnecessary tension. Despite the pushback, Marina continued. She believed that public voices mattered, and she wanted her next episode to focus on everyday citizens reacting to ongoing government decisions that many felt had become increasingly shady. Days before her disappearance, Marina confided in a close friend, saying, "I think this next piece will make a lot of people nervous. But it needs to be done." Her friend asked if she felt unsafe. Marina shrugged it off. "I'm just interviewing people on the street. What could happen?" Those words would become chilling in retrospect. Her chosen location, Brookford Transit District, had a complicated history. Once a bustling hub, it had slowly deteriorated over the years. Surveillance cameras were limited, lighting was poor, and the area was known for unofficial activity after dark. Yet Marina insisted it was the best spot because people there speak honestly. She planned to talk to shopkeepers, bus riders, and passers-by. Her list of questions included: do you feel the government is transparent? Have you noticed changes in your neighborhood budgets? Do you trust local leadership right now? Straightforward questions, yet in a city where criticism often had consequences, they were bold. Marina left home wearing a thick olive coat, a gray scarf, and her signature leather satchel. Several people saw her around 4 p.m. interviewing residents. She was laughing with an elderly woman on the sidewalk, then speaking seriously with a shop owner leaning against a storefront. After 6 p.m., the crowd thinned. The temperature dropped. And Marina, still filming, moved toward the quieter end of the district, near the old warehouse row. That was the last confirmed sighting of her alive. When Marina's roommate reported her missing on the morning of February 20th, police initially suggested she might have left town for a story. But those who knew her insisted she was meticulous. She never vanished without warning. Her car was found exactly where she said she'd be, in a public lot near the transit district. The doors were locked. No windows broken. No signs of forced entry. But something was off. Her tripod bag was inside the trunk, yet her main camera wasn't. That camera contained her interviews from the day. Detectives canvassed the area, interviewing shop owners and local residents. One store clerk remembered seeing Marina pack up her equipment around dusk. Another said he saw her talking to a middle-aged man in a dark coat near the bus terminal. He couldn't recall any details, just that the conversation seemed tense. A third witness, a teenager waiting for a rideshare, claimed Marina was approached by two men shortly after 6:30 p.m. She described them as clean-cut, professional-looking, and not from around here. She said they seemed interested in what Marina was filming. Police did not confirm this sighting publicly. Surveillance footage was limited. The few operational cameras pointed at the street were old and produced grainy, unclear images. One showed a figure who might have been Marina walking north toward the warehouse district. Another showed two individuals trailing behind, but the video was too blurred to make out faces. The most alarming discovery came when detectives spoke to a kiosk vendor who worked in the district nearly every day. He told investigators, "She asked people things that could get her in trouble. She was poking the wrong bear." When asked to elaborate, he shook his head. People disappear for less. Despite these ominous remarks, authorities publicly downplayed the possibility of foul play. They insisted Marina could have chosen to lay low for personal reasons. But internally, investigators knew this case was spiraling. The area where Marina was last seen held a dark reputation. Illegal meetups, nighttime deliveries, and unregistered security patrols had been reported for years. Yet nothing tied directly to her disappearance. Until a week later, when something unexpected surfaced. A local resident found a small lavalier microphone, the exact type Marina used, lying in a drainage ditch 2 blocks from where she was last filmed. It had been ripped from its cable. The missing camera became the focal point of the investigation. If Marina had recorded several interviews that day, her footage might reveal who approached her, who followed her, or who felt threatened by her questions. But the camera was never located. Authorities subpoenaed local pawn shops, repair shops, and online listings. Nothing. It had vanished cleanly, almost professionally, as if someone intentionally removed it from existence. This raised questions Marina's family did not want to consider. Was she targeted? Her laptop at home revealed partial research for an upcoming documentary. In her notes were references to budget discrepancies, leaked financial logs, and 2 government contractors she planned to interview the following week. One note simply read, "Something bigger here. Careful." Detectives dug into her call history. 3 days before she disappeared, Marina had received an anonymous call lasting less than a minute. Afterward, she wrote a message to her friend. "Someone just warned me to stop digging. Probably a prank, I think." The friend urged her to tell police, but Marina dismissed it. When investigators interviewed government officials mentioned in her notes, most claimed they had never spoken to Marina. But one aide, who requested anonymity, admitted that a few offices knew she had been filming anti-government sentiment and were unhappy about it. He added, "If she uncovered what I think she was uncovering, someone might have wanted to shut it down." The most disturbing part came when a tech specialist working with Marina's family examined her cloud account. A fragment of corrupted video had auto-synced, only 2 seconds long. In it, Marina is heard saying, "Hold on, why are you?" Then the audio cuts abruptly. Experts said the corruption appeared intentional, as though someone deleted the file mid-transfer. This was no longer a case of a missing journalist. It was beginning to look like a silenced one. 2 months into the investigation, a witness came forward, hesitant, nervous, and clearly afraid. He was a former transit worker who often cleaned the district during late shifts. He claimed that on the night of February 19th, he saw a black unmarked van parked near the warehouse row. 2 men wearing dark coats standing beside it. A woman matching Marina's description being escorted toward the vehicle. He said she didn't appear unconscious, but she wasn't walking with confidence either. More like someone being guided or controlled. When investigators asked why he waited so long to come forward, he gave a chilling answer. Because the men weren't random. They were official. The witness alleged the men displayed something clipped to their belts, badges. He didn't know which agency, only that the badges appeared metallic and reflective. He said the van had no plates. This testimony caused a ripple of panic among Marina's supporters. Online forums exploded with theories. Was Marina taken by a government-linked group? Did she record something compromising? Did someone believe her interviews were part of a larger exposé? But police publicly dismissed the witness, claiming his statement lacked credibility. Privately, however, detectives pursued him again. When they went to his home for further questioning, they discovered he had moved out abruptly. His neighbors claimed 2 men had visited him days earlier, questioning him. No forwarding address. No contact since. He disappeared almost as quietly as Marina. This was the turning point in the case. What had once been treated as a missing person incident now resembled something far more sinister. Now, nearly 15 years later, the disappearance of Marina Price remains one of the most debated unsolved cases in Brookford City. Every anniversary brings renewed attention. Journalists, activists, and amateur investigators continue to dig for answers. Yet the official file remains dormant. No suspects. No DNA. No recovered equipment. No verified sightings. Still, several puzzling details keep the case alive. 1. The microphone in the drainage ditch. It was never explained how it ended up there, or why it had been torn loose. 2. The missing camera. Professionals suggested the removal of all footage indicated deliberate evidence suppression. 3. The transit district witness. His disappearance remains just as eerie as Marina's. 4. The corrupted audio file. Experts believe someone intentionally prevented the full video from syncing. 5. The political context. Weeks after Marina vanished, the redevelopment scandal she was researching quietly disappeared from public discussion as well. Her family still believes Marina uncovered something dangerous. Her mother, now in her 70s, continues to light a candle for her every February. She didn't run away, she told reporters during the last anniversary vigil. My daughter was silenced. And someone knows why. Whether Marina was taken because of her interviews, her research, or something she never got the chance to publish remains unknown. But her story serves as a haunting reminder. In a world where freedom of speech is cherished, the truth is still something people will kill to protect, or to bury. The disappearance of Marina Price stands as one of the most chilling unsolved cases of modern journalism. She wasn't found in a remote forest, a river, or an abandoned building. She simply stepped into public space during a politically tense moment and never returned. Her case represents the dangers independent reporters can face when they investigate powerful entities without institutional protection. Marina didn't have a network behind her. All she had was a camera, a voice, and a willingness to ask questions no one else dared to ask. 15 years later, we still don't know who approached her that night, what her missing footage contained, why potential witnesses disappeared, who benefited from her silence. What remains is a void, one that her community continues to feel deeply. If you have any information related to the disappearance of Marina Price, authorities urge you to contact the Brookford Cold Case Unit. Thank you for watching. Stay curious. Stay aware. And remember, some stories vanish because someone wants them to.